Doug Feinberg, we'll start with you. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Coach. Nice win.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm guessing, I mean, if you guys are at the point now you wish you had another 10 games to play because you're playing pretty well right now and everyone's healthy, so to speak.
Yeah, we're just starting to figure it out. You know, I mean, we look bad at times out there. There's no doubt. But I think when we got down 8 and I jumped them as hard as I've ever jumped a group probably in my life. But to go down 18 and to win by 8, you know, to give up 34 points in the second quarter and 34 points in the entire second half. I mean, we won because we got stops, and we didn't do it because everyone played perfectly. But we had really good synergy on defense. We were switching when we were supposed to switch. We were helping from where we were supposed to help. You know, we were fronting Cheyenne Parker and showing help from the backside. So we did the little things that we needed to do. And so, you know, I mean, Betnijah was 7 for 7 in the second half herself. So, you know, three players with double doubles. And, you know, I can't say enough about how good Blake Dietrick was off the bench today. You know, her motor, her keeping us in transition, her making open shots, and really, you know, her defensive energy was a huge, huge part of our win tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, Blake played a great game for you off the bench. I mean, she really was a big part of that win, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, she came in and she made shots, and even in the 2-for-1 situation to end the second quarter, you know, to keep us close and to realize, you know, she really understood, you know, what she had to do there. And it's amazing how when you ask a player to take that shot, how easy it is to make it, because you're not questioning whether you should take it in that 2-for-1 situation. You're just aggressively searching shots. So, you know, but as much as her making shots, it was her defensive energy, getting through screens, making it a little tougher on Sluty, being able to switch and give us size. You know, there were a number of switches that we made in ball screens late and just covered up for each other. Because that's just Chicago's just a really, really good offensive team. And so, you know, as long as we got contests, you know, Copper got off on us early, but, you know, when we contested them, you know, we did a good job in this game of giving them one shot. And that second shots have hurt us all season, but the last time we played them really hurt us.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Johnson, go ahead.
What was the message to them in that timeout early in the third when you were down 18?
We're going to have to guard, you know, I mean, it all came back to pride. You know, that was the word I used multiple times. Like, you have to have pride in your defense. We're not going to come back. We were down 10. I thought at the end of the second quarter, we were doing some good things. And so thinking we were in a place coming out of the locker room where we were horrific. Our posts were 1 for 16. And most of those were in the paint in the first half. And so for us to even be within 10 at halftime, I felt like we had a run in us, you know, and so to quickly get down 18 and have to call that timeout, you know, it was about, you know, we can't get in this unless we're going to scrap and claw and get after it defensively. I mean, it was all about defensive pride. I mean, we gave up to start the second half. We gave up a little diagonal screen to Hebert. Then we missed the switch. We went under a ball screen on Quigley. I mean, we just didn't follow game plan. And you saw when they started digging in, when they started following game plan, when they covered for each other, you know, we may not be the biggest or the strongest or the fastest, but we got a little bit of everything, you know, and when we're tough and we follow game plans, you saw how we can scrap and claw against a really, really good offensive team. So I was just really proud of them that they immediately battled back, you know, kind of, and went on their own run after that timeout, because I think that gave them confidence. If they had come out of that timeout and hadn't made a run, it would have been easy to pack it in, you know, because we were down 18. But because 18 became 10 right away, we just kept clawing away. You know, we felt like we were in the game.
Then real quick, do you have an update on Kennedy?
Yeah, she's fine.
Okay. Looked like she might have tweaked it.
No, I just felt like, you know, I thought she was doing a good job at the offensive end, but I thought she was making some bad defensive plays. And, you know, I was planning to put her back in the game, but I just felt like that group that was out there was playing so well together. I just wasn't going to mess with a good thing until someone begged me to come out. Strick was the first one to beg me to come out.
Thanks.
Michelle Vogel, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, you know, here you are. I mean, this game was so big in terms of keeping playoff hopes alive. And I know there's a game going on right now, you know, with Dallas, and you can't control that. But how good does it feel to fight back in a game like this, to keep the next, couple of games, right down to the wire, still have your hopes alive?
Yeah, it feels great. I mean, I'm really happy for them. I mean, I just think, we've been close a number of times. We were close on LA twice, and didn't finish. And, I just thought our battle back, and fighting through and making good plays, and even, the late plays to push out the lead, Mo getting a couple layups in transition when Chicago was tired and she had fresh legs. Those were huge baskets to keep the separation and to keep kind of the pressure off of us, so that if Gabby Williams steps up and hits a three, we're not, oh boy, we're back in a one possession game where we're a missed, falling down away from Quigley hitting a three and tying it up, So really, really proud of their battle. I mean, I don't think it ever feels good. I mean, last year we played our last couple games with no chance for the playoffs, and it's hard to motivate them. So being able to say, hey, we still have a chance, and we still got to work, and we got to play. Not for a moral victory, but for something bigger than that. And I think this group deserves that. I think we've had the odds stacked against us from the beginning between opt-outs and COVID. And so to see them have some success, to see kind of what we're capable of, we have to be better, and we got to keep growing. But I think we have enough good pieces that when they play together and play with good synergy, we can compete with anybody.
I know you've made the case, and she's made the case, Betnijah, about most improved player. I have to, talk to Mike Tebow last night. He makes the case for his kid. You make the case for your kid, because obviously she's made a huge case.
I mean, I just think, I look at what Betnijah's done, and I think you could argue she was first team all conference. So if she's not most improved, I know why she's not going to be first team all conference, because we have 6 wins, and I understand how this profession works. But if you looked at her field goal percentage, her 3-point percentage, her free throw percentage, her rebounds, her assists, like, she is maybe the most complete offensive player in our league statistically. I'm not saying if you had a draft today that you would pick Betnijah over Brianna Stewart. I'm not pretending that. But just look at her pure numbers. They're better than almost any player that's going to end up on the first team this year, her statistical numbers. So if that's not most improved, she's going to score more points this season than she scored in 4 seasons before this, So it just, like, I think and on top of that, she guards the best perimeter player, and I move her. Oh, this game I started her on Quigley, then Copper got hot, so she had to go on Copper. Like, she takes that on, she wants it. And so she's a two-way player, and I just, I'm proud of her. I mean, today she was 7 for 7 in the second half. So, I mean, there's not much more to say. Like, she put us on her back, her and Courtney at times there late, and just made plays. So, I just think the numbers speak for themselves, and they're not just good because she scored more points, but it's all the way around. It's her defensive effort. It's her assist. She leads us in assists. So, I mean, you can just kind of say across the board, she's our MVP.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Doug Feinberg for the last question. Go ahead, Doug.
Nikki, 2-parter. Isn't she in a contract year? Didn't you say early on it's going to be tough to re-sign her, and you just spouted off 5 minutes of reasons that she's not going to be cheap if you try to re-sign her?
Yeah, I hope that Betnijah's super loyal, that I was the first one that said I'm going to let you shoot it, But yeah, she's in a contract year. I tried to look into extending her contract, but since she was like a 1 year, you're not even allowed to extend a contract that isn't a multi-year contract. And of course, she would have fired her agent if she would have taken an extension based on her current contract. So, she would have been so undervalued. So yeah, I mean, her payday's coming. There's no doubt. I gave her an opportunity, so I'm going to hold on to like loyalty in this case.
Nice. I have one coaching question for you.
Yeah.
You didn't see it, but like Skylar hit a 40-footer at the buzzer to tie it into overtime tonight, and then Phoenix won. And the other night, Enrique hit that shot at the buzzer.
Yes, this is a great question. Let's talk.
Do you guys discuss that at all? Foul versus not foul?
Absolutely. I am a diehard. You foul when it's under 8. So if you hit 8, you're not going to foul. For instance, the other night when Jewel Lloyd hit the 3 in the corner and there was 0.8 seconds, you're never going to foul in that situation because that player is always going to be in the shooting motion. I mean, it's just always going to be that way. But I think my magic number is 8. And I think in the game, and interestingly, Tebow had back-to-back nights or back-to-back games, you know, when Arike hit the 3, but then whoever they played last night, Minnesota, right? They were down, or that's not who they played. Whoever they played, they were in the exact same situation again. 8 seconds to go. The other coach had no timeouts. And that's the other thing. When a team doesn't have any timeouts, I foul, because now you can't set up hey, we're going to make the first, miss the second. You know, we haven't had the kind of time this summer to be working on what do we do when we're down 3 and we have to make the first, and this is our tip play, you know, on an offensive rebound. Like, so many things have to go right to be able to make the first, miss the second, get an offensive rebound and a putback or a kick out 3 to win it. That's the magic number. Over 8 and under, you know, now when you get under about 3, you got to be careful about fouling, because that player is going to be in shooting motion.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
I missed the end of that game, though, but I'll tell you, Kurt and I have been discussing that for 2 days. So I'm surprised that he didn't foul.
Well, I'm sure he'll have a lot to say about that tonight.
Right after that, I'm going to give him a text. Hey, remember that we talked about fouling last night? Yeah. So, yeah.
Appreciate the time.
You got it.
All right. Thanks, Coach. All right, we'll get this started. If you have a question for Elizabeth, please raise your hand. I'll call on you. We'll start with you, Danny. Go ahead.
Elizabeth, Danny Thompson with 3-point conversion. Great game tonight. You look at the stat sheet, you, Betnijah, and Courtney all had double-doubles tonight. How great of a night it is to have not just 1, not 2, but 3 players hit double-doubles all in the same game.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, Betnijah and Courtney have been awesome for us, especially on the boards, you know. For us, being able to rebound and get out in transition and also limit teams to 1 shot is really important for us to be successful, especially defensively. So I think it's just a testament to how relentless they are and how relentless we were as a team today.
Doug Feinberg, we'll go to you. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Elizabeth. Coach was saying how last year you guys were sort of playing out the string at the end of the year. How nice is it that you're playing for something? I mean, you have a chance to make the playoffs with a game left or 2 games left in the season.
Yeah, it's really nice. You know, we control our own destiny now, and we're fortunate that things are starting to click more and more. And, I mean, we're just going to keep fighting. You know, we were down 18, and I think we all decided this wasn't going to be the way our season is going to end. So we're just going to keep working, keep fighting, and it's more encouraging when you're playing for something, for sure.
Bailey Johnson, go ahead.
What was the message in that timeout when y'all were down 18 and then came back and went on a little run?
Play defense. I mean, they had, what was it, like 34 points in the second quarter? Like, you're not going to win games. The team score 100 on you. So it was literally hunker down, get stops, get boards, and to do our thing. And we did a really good job of that in the second half.
Michelle Vogel.
Yeah, Elizabeth, I know you were most improved player, I believe, back in 2016, and your teammate Betnijah is a really strong candidate for it. Can you just give us your thoughts on what her season has meant to you guys and just, you know, watching how she's blossomed this year?
She's been incredible. She's been the difference for us. She's been consistent day in and day out. She has the toughest matchup on defense, and offensively, she does her thing every night. And I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy to be on the floor with her. And I really do think that award is hers just from a consistency standpoint and just being an amazing two-way player.
Danny Thompson.
Elizabeth, you had 6 offensive rebounds, and Chicago had 6 offensive rebounds as a team tonight. What did you see differently with the ball coming off the rim site to be able – because Chicago is one of the bigger teams in the league. What did you see differently to allow you to get as many offensive rebounds as their entire team tonight?
I mean, to be honest, some of those were just my misses. But I think, you know, with our team, just knowing where the shots are coming off, again, that comes with learning your teammates. And then again, as you saw with our stats on the defensive boards, we wanted to limit them to 1 shot. And we just focused on boxing out and making sure we hit bodies early, and that helped us be successful today.
All right, Yakiri Thomas, last question.
Hi, Elizabeth. Congratulations on the win. Question for you. If you had one word to describe your current move right now, what would that word be?
My current mood right now, you said?
Yes.
Excited?
Thank you, Elizabeth.
No problem.
All right, thanks, E.
Thanks.
One second. All right, we've got Blake Dietrick here. We have a question for you. Raise your hand. I'll call on you. Danny Thompson, we'll start with you.
Blake, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Great win tonight. It seemed like in the second quarter things started to fall apart a little bit. You got down 18. What was the message that you guys said in the huddle to not only get past the 18-point lead, but to win a crucial game in the playoff chase tonight?
The thing I said, and Nikki said as well, but I also said we needed to stop settling for long twos. When we take shots like that without moving the ball first, we give teams opportunities to run on us, and it is really hard to offensive rebound because those shots go long. We are so much better when we move the ball and when we share the ball and when we run in transition, which is what we did in the second half. So we needed to get stops, and we needed to not settle for long contested twos. Those were the two things. And just like have a little bit of pride, show a little bit of energy. And I think everybody took that message and we fixed it.
Doug Feinberg, go ahead.
Hey, Blake, good to see you.
Thank you.
Coach gave you a huge compliment saying that you were a big reason why you sort of settled things down. You were on the court and found the right person and made the right play. And she's talking about the 2-for-1 you had. That was big. Like you said, the right time to get that 2-for-1. Just talk about your own game.
I'm sorry. It cut out. Can you say the end of your question?
I would say just talk about your own game, how you thought you played tonight.
Yeah, I think my job is to make my teammates better and help our team win. And if that means I score some points, great. If that means I assist as many times as possible, great. If that means all I do is defend, that's fine. So my goal always is to move the ball because I think I'm much less of a scoring point guard than Kennedy. So of course she's going to look more for her shot. But for me, just trying to facilitate to the amazing people I play with, Courtney, E, Betnijah, get them into actions and places where they're getting really good shots. I think that's the best way that I can help the team.
Thanks, Blake.
Thank you.
Yakiri Thomas, go ahead.
Hi, Blake. Congratulations again on the win.
Thank you.
Now, can you speak a little bit on the team's confidence going into the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think, going into the fourth, I think we felt great. We were in it. We were back. I think we were a little bit gassed because we had to push pretty hard to get there. But once we turned it around after that quick 8 points out of halftime, we were feeling good. We knew we could play with them at that point. It was game on. It was 0-0.
Danny Thompson, we'll go back to you for the last question.
Blake, with the win tonight, you're still in the playoff chase. I know you just finished your game, but are you going back in the room to watch a little bit of the Dallas-Seattle game? To do a little bit of scoreboard watching now since every game counts now?
Heck yeah, for maybe the first quarter, and then I will be asleep. Rest and recovery is so important in this season. So I'll check the score in the morning.
All right, thanks, Blake.
Thank you, guys.
Got Betnijah Laney walking up now. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand.
Is that on right now?
All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. Yakiri Thomas started off for us.
Congratulations on the win, Betnijah.
Thank you.
24 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. Can you speak on that?
It was I mean, it was a good game. You know, it was fun to play. You know, once we got going, and just I think everybody played well. Everybody that came out there contributed it, and I think that's why we were able to get the win.
Thank you.
Michelle Vopel.
Yeah, I was wondering two things. You could talk about the fact that here you are with all the ups and downs, you guys are still in the playoff race and how happy you are about that. And when you look just individually back at this season at some point, I know it's not over yet, what do you think you're going to be most proud of, you individually, all that you've accomplished?
I think my perseverance, not allowing anything that's happened, not allowing anything that I've gone through to kind of define what this year will look like for me. So the fact that I was able to keep going and, finally show people what I was capable of, that's what I'm most proud of.
And just being in the playoff race, what does that mean to you? Because I know it's been a little bit of up and down, but here you are near the end of the season, still have a chance at making the postseason.
Yeah, I think it's really good for us, especially the team that we have, coming in. There were only 3 players that had played for Nicki with Atlanta. So for us to come in and, be able to finally figure it out and, see what we're capable of and to continue to push and, not hang it up yet, just keep fighting and all the way to the end. I think that says a lot about our team, regardless of the circumstances, to just, we continue to fight.
Thank you.
Danny Thompson, last question. Go ahead.
Betnijah, Danny Thompson with the 3-point conversion. Chicago's known for having one of the better front lines in the league. And tonight, not only you had a double-double, but Elizabeth had a double-double and Courtney had a double-double. Can you speak on how good it feels to have not just one, but 2, but 3 of y'all with double-doubles tonight against one of the best front lines in the league?
It's really good because, it's not going to take just one person. It takes all of us. And like I said, everybody that came in contributed. Blake had a great game. Shakina was hit threes. Mo came in and gave us energy, rebounding, getting, transition layups and stuff. So it's really good that we can have multiple people contributing because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take all of it. It's not going to be 1, 2, 3 people. It's going to be the whole team, regardless of whether they step on the floor or not, and everybody contributed, whether it was cheering, scoring, playing defense, rebounding, giving energy. So it was really good.
All right. Thanks so much, B.
Thank you.